Okay, this is William Siebler. We'll just give everyone a few minutes to get on the webinar and we'll be getting started very shortly. Okay, kicking off shortly. You see that people are starting to come on board. So we'll give everyone a few minutes and then get underway. Okay, a few more minutes for people to come on board. I can see that people are starting to come on board now. You should be able to post questions on the Google Plus event page, and I'll do my best to answer those at the end of the training. There's a number more people that we're waiting for, so we'll give everyone until about 5 past. And then as a courtesy to anyone who's already on, we'll make sure that we start then no matter who's here. Okay, a few more people coming on. We'll give people another minute or two, and then we'll get started. Okay, so if we have any people having trouble getting on to the training, we'll deal with that as they come up. But given it's just hit 5 past on my computer, we'll get everything underway. This is the first time that I've used this particular technology for webinars. So bear with me in the unlikely event there's any technical problems. We'll work through those as they might occur. So everyone should be able to see my slide, my opening slide, how to double your online sales with simple internet marketing techniques. And this is the topic of today's training. So before we begin the training, I'm probably going to speak for about 60 minutes, possibly a little bit less. If you're anything like me, the internet can be a really distracting place. So please make sure you shut down Facebook, mute your mobile phone, anything else that might distract you. I want to give you 100% the very best of me, and I want the same from you so that you get the most value out of today. I will take questions at the end, time and technology willing. You should be able to post questions on the Google Plus event page, and I will endeavour to get to those at the end of today's training. Okay. So briefly about me, who am I? Some people know me, some people don't. First of all, my name is William Siebler. I'm a lifelong marketer. I've been a student and active participant in marketing for at least 23 years, probably longer than that, probably since I was about 15. I'm a very proud dad. There's my daughter Indigo, who's now 8. I'm joyfully ex-corporate, so I spent time in the corporate environment, probably too long in there. It just wasn't the environment for me. I like to work with people who want to get stuff done and will get it done, and I just found that environment doesn't really encourage innovation, particularly in marketing. So I've been doing internet marketing since about 1999. The only things that I'm going to teach today are things that get results right now. And basically my focus, I come at everything from a marketing and an overall business focus. So the only reason as a business you're doing marketing is to grow and move the business in a certain direction. And it's really important that marketing relates back to that, as I'll touch on in a minute. So I've invested over 20 odd years, thousands of dollars and many thousands of hours in studying what works and what doesn't work with internet marketing. I'm passionate about helping business owners grow their business successfully using the internet. The opportunity to grow your business these days has never been anything like it is now. The barriers to entry, the costs, everything's come down. So my goal today is to deliver value without the bells and whistles. You won't see dancing animations and things really throughout any of my slides, but what I will do is provide you with the very best content in the simplest and most practical form. So on with the good stuff. It's important that I start with the reason that I'm doing this training and all of the other aspects of my business. So my mission is to show 1,000+ business owners that doubling their business is possible, and then to teach them the required marketing skills to make that a reality. So I see a tremendous gap with businesses in terms of marketing. I see heaps of businesses that have great products and services, but very rarely are they well marketed. And it's a great shame because often inferior products that are better marketed clean up, and part of my mission is to actually change that situation around. So what I'm going to cover today, I'm going to cover the critical importance of profiling your ideal client and how if you do it right, it can be the basis of scaling your business faster than you previously thought possible. We'll get more into that, but the basic reason is that if you know exactly who you're trying to attract through your marketing, it gives you a real focus. Simple formula you need to understand to apply to double your sales or double your revenue. 7 exact steps involved in the most successful marketing funnels, and along the way some examples showing how this model can be used to transform your business. Now, I'm just going to take one moment and just check to make sure there's no one who can't get on the webinar, so please allow me 10 seconds just to double check that. Just bear with me. There's one person here. One moment. Okay. All right. So the question a business owner should ask is, can I actually double my sales? And the answer is yes, nearly any business can. And this is the way that you can go about it. the first thing, actually I should have changed that slide, it says tonight. It is tonight for some people. It's today where I am presenting the webinar. So I'd like you to make this commitment. Ask yourself how you can apply these principles in your business. So every business is different, but these principles are universal. The first thing that is really important when you're growing a business is to understand that it's your business and you need to build it around your ideal lifestyle. So if you're happy to deal with lots of clients and work long hours because you enjoy the one-on-one, then that may be the way that you want to build the business. For other people, they want to work the least number of hours possible. So understanding that and understanding things that are important to you, like getting more free time to spend with your family, these are really important things to understand when you start to make the decisions around building your business. So with this stuff, there's do or do not. There is no try. You do have to do this stuff. You will make mistakes along the way. I still make mistakes with marketing, but you learn from everything. And you don't need many things to go right to dramatically improve the marketing of your business. So 2 key things to know about doubling sales or doubling a business. And this is a sort of a harsh reality. There's no money in the thing that you actually do. It sounds a strange statement because people will say, yeah, but I generate revenue doing business cards, or I'm a plumber and when I go and plumb someone's house, I get paid. That's true. That's what they pay you to do. But the only way you get money for it is when you market it effectively. So as I said earlier, you can be average at what you do and have great marketing, you'll have a great business. You can be superb at what you do and have poor marketing and have a poor business. And the other principle is really important with marketing is that small hinges swing big doors. So what I'm going to be revealing and talking about is how very small changes can actually have a multiplied effect on your business. So the important first question to ask is, where are you now and where do you want to be? And a good starting point for that is to look at the revenue line and the lifestyle goals you have for the business. Marketing is simply the tool or the methodology that you use to help to bridge that gap. So introducing the double your business formula. The good news is that there's only a few things to really focus on when you're trying to grow a business, and they basically are leads, conversion rate, average sale, and increasing sales per client. I'll explain those more as I go through. So this is a very simplistic overall mind map. Basically what we've got is we've got a marketing program for a business, we've got an ideal target client, we've got a valuable offer that's of interest to them, and at that stage we've got a lead for follow-up. And the importance of follow-up can't be emphasized strongly enough. It can take, and the figure that's quoted in marketing is it can take up to 7 contacts to make a sale. My experience is that it can actually be more than that. It depends on what your marketing strategy is, and there are clever ways that you can use marketing funnels that I'll talk about to accelerate that process, but you absolutely must follow up because very few people are ready to buy immediately from you. So I'm going to talk also about the magic of 26%. That's a really important number for growing a business and finding the path of least resistance. One of the things about marketing, especially now with the internet, is there's all these social media websites, there's all these options. Someone says you should do Facebook, someone says you should do Instagram. All of these different options, it can be a real challenge knowing exactly which one to pursue. So I'm going to help you to simplify that process. So what I'm going to do now is look at some scenarios in terms of growing a business. And earlier I talked about impacting leads, average sales per client. And what this is going to show is this is a business, and it's a hypothetical example. Current situation is they've got 10,000 leads coming in. They convert at 10%, so they get 1,000 clients who on average spend $100 each, and they buy 2 times a year. Gives you a turnover of $200,000. Now, if they were to increase leads by just 10%, average sale by just 10%, and sales per client per year by 10%, that actually multiplies out to about a 33% revenue increase. So their turnover goes to $266,000. If you were to actually increase leads, average sale and sales per client by 26%, that actually multiplies out and gives you a doubling of turnover. So we haven't changed the conversion rate in this example. It's still 10% the whole way through. All we've done is we've increased leads, average sales per client. Now, the reality is that most businesses can easily do a 10% increase, and most businesses can also do a 26% increase. And the reason for that is that very few businesses do outstanding marketing. So this is hopefully a very realistic and simple example of what you need to do and how it multiplies out. So we're talking about 26% changes. They're not big changes. We're not talking about doubling leads. We're not talking about doubling the amount they spend, only 26%. But when we multiply that out, we get double turnover. So this is an example. It's a theoretical example based on a real conversation I had with a business owner. This service-based business and current turnover about $1 million, want to grow to 5. And if you just looked at that, you go, gee, that sounds hard. 1 million to 5 million increase. It's actually not as hard as it seems, and here's why. The average client value is $500,000 a year. So 10 more, it would actually give them another 5 mil, and actually 8 more would give them the additional revenue that they're looking for. This particular client converts about 50% of their qualified appointments into clients. They have a really clear ideal client profile. So out of those numbers, we get a very simple marketing goal, which is to get 20 appointments. If we get 20 appointments, they should convert half. So that would actually give them an extra $5 million in turnover a year. So that sounds a bit more achievable when you actually look at the business numbers, the business situation, and break that down. So the marketing goal becomes 20 appointments. So you can see how really looking at the numbers and being quite specific and deliberate about what you're going to do gives you a much more achievable goal. So if you look at the goal of getting 20 appointments versus the initial goal of 1 million to 5 million, I think you'll agree it's a much easier task to then go and embrace. So let's look at 3 ways you can get more leads. You can add more traffic sources to your website. So if you weren't using Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, you could add those, or LinkedIn. Another way is to become crystal clear on who your ideal client is. And this really is the key to growing your business because it means that you focus your marketing only on those people and they respond to it, because what you're saying about what you do is in terms that they understand and relate to. So even for the same amount of marketing investment, you're getting a better return on investment because your message is resonating with your ideal client. Another thing you can do is to create a compelling free offer that ideal clients will opt in for, so that you actually get them onto your database and have the opportunity to follow up and bring them on board as a client. So some ideas to get more traffic sources: adding a new social media site where your ideal clients are hanging out, running Facebook ads to custom audiences if you aren't already doing that. The majority of people are on Facebook, your clients are there. It's just a matter of figuring out the best way to access them. Improve the SEO, the search engine ranking of your website, and also the SEO of any other properties that you have. It's quite easy to rank videos and things in Google at the moment. So there's a variety of ways to get to page 1. You could partner with other businesses, non-competing, who share the same ideal client. That's quite a powerful strategy. So if you're a business-to-business person, for example, you might partner with an accountant. And also ask your existing clients for referrals. I was reminded of this just this morning in a meeting that I was in. This particular business is great, provides fantastic service to their clients, but they've never really actively asked for referrals. Now, if they did, they would get them and they would get more clients as a result. So it's a simple thing, but it's an often overlooked thing that I certainly encourage you to do in your business. Another way is to become a speaker or author in your area of expertise, especially webinars, as they convert well for the effort. hence the reason I'm doing this particular training today. So if we now have a quick look at an ideal client, because I've stated a number of times just how important this is in focusing your market. So you want to describe the person that you want to grow your business with in as much detail as possible. If you think about who your current customers are, you probably have some that you love and some that you don't necessarily love as much. So you want to segment your customer base and you want to look at all the characteristics of your A's. So these are the clients that you love, they're low hassle, high return. You don't want to be marketing to attract C's who are hard work and low return. So if you think about the people who can benefit the most from what you do the fastest and who can pay you the most is actually a really good way to look at that. And get as many characteristics and the best possible description that you can together around those people. The other thing that is really important is to understand the lifetime value of a client and use it as the basis of setting all of your marketing. So the classic example of this would be a business and the average client spends $75 in a transaction with them. But if you look at the person as a $75 transaction, the amount of money that you may be willing to invest to get that client for the first time is obviously going to be something less than $75 to allow you to make a profit. However, if you look at that person on the basis of their lifetime value and you understand that perhaps they come in 3 times a year and spend $75 and on average they stay with you for 7 years, they have a lifetime value of $1,575. Now, if you look at that person and you understand that on average they're worth $1,575, you could now spend a few $100s to get that client and make a profit over their lifetime. So understanding lifetime value is really important in terms of setting the correct marketing budget. And if you do this and your competitors don't, you'll be able to outmarket them. They'll think you're nuts, but you know that you're going to make money over the lifetime value of the client. So if we have a quick look at a compelling free offer, they're called all sorts of things, sometimes called lead magnets, sometimes called opt-ins. The name doesn't really matter. Basically what it is it's a small chunk of value that solves a specific problem for a specific market, and it's offered in exchange for an opt-in. So offered in exchange for their contact details. The easiest thing to do is a short PDF, but you can use anything that's of value to your potential audience. It could be a free consultation, could be a recorded video, could be samples, demonstrations, or even webinars, and there's a hint. So this webinar is a lead magnet for me, and webinars are a brilliant lead magnet. So the key is really just to have something that when your audience see it, they go, oh, I've got to have that. So they're prepared to exchange their contact details for it. So these are examples from a company called digitalmarketer.com. It's an American company who are very good in this space. The markets are down the left-hand side. The lead magnets on the right-hand side. One of them sounds a bit gross, but what is really interesting in each case, that lead magnet is really very attractive to the target audience. And a great example is the golf one, being able to drive 10 yards longer. Very specific, very relevant to that audience. Another example, this is for would-be authors. I think it was specifically for Kindle authors, how to sell 100 books a day. Very specific, very attractive. Anyone who's wanting to put a book out or be a Kindle author is obviously going to be very attracted and be willing to exchange their contact details to get that lead magnet. 3 ways to boost conversions. Send all your traffic to a landing page designed to convert traffic to leads. This is so important. There are still so many people who will run paid traffic campaigns through Facebook or Google AdWords, and they'll send the traffic to the homepage of their website. Big companies are really guilty of this a lot. The reality is that the homepage is very rarely designed to convert. You want to send someone to a specific page. So you have a proposition in your ad. If we go back to that book example, how to sell 100 books, then you want to come to a very specific landing page, how to sell 100 books, make it really simple for that person to opt in. If you send them somewhere else, you'll lose them and you won't get the conversion, and your advertising or marketing spend will be wasted. So you've got to ensure also that your lead magnet speaks to your client's biggest needs, wants, desires, and frustrations. An example would be someone who's working 120 hours a week and they're burnt out, they're stressed out, they need more time. So if you had a lead magnet that said something like how to free up 20 hours a week of your time by doing these 3 things, you're very likely to get their attention and get the conversion from that person. The other thing in terms of boosting conversions is to make sure that the free offer is everywhere your ideal clients are. So it's featured on your Twitter profile, your Facebook profile, your business card. Everywhere that a potential client can come into contact with your business, they can find it and they can figure out how to opt in for it. So landing page success. The important thing to understand with landing pages is a landing page in marketing means a page that is designed to convert people into performing a specific action. But in reality, a landing page is anywhere that someone enters your website. So view every page as a landing page. You need to have a very clear and most wanted response. So when someone comes to your website, what is the thing that you most want them to do? What is the thing that will advance the relationship with your business? Do you want them to opt in for something? Do you want them to pick up a phone? Do you want them to make an immediate purchase? Doesn't really matter what it is, but it is important that you know what that is and that everything on your website is optimized in terms of achieving that. And anything that would distract someone from taking that most wanted response is removed, or at the very least put elsewhere in the site after they've taken the response you want them to take. As I just said, so everything on the site must support that. If not, get rid of it. Here's an example. This is a landing page, obviously not a home page for the book system. Very simple. Free report, how to sell 100 books on Kindle. All you have to do is put in your email and you've got the report. Here's another example. This particular one was aimed at property investors. Free A3 poster. From memory, this one was delivered as a PDF file. 28 essential do's and don'ts in one easy reference guide. Great lead magnet for someone interested in property. Very simple landing page. You can see what the lead magnet looks like. The only thing that I personally feel this company could have done better was I would actually make it a laminated A3 poster that someone could get delivered to them just for the cost of shipping. That way, it's really likely to stand out and go on their wall, and then your marketing would be in front of them all of the time. So opportunity to improve that, but the landing page is good. I'm just going to pause very briefly and just check back to see if there were any questions or people who couldn't get on. Okay. Okay, someone said it's not working on the iPad. I do apologize for that if anyone's had that problem. As I said, it's first time using Google Hangouts. Okay. So now let's have a quick look at 3 ways to increase your average sale. Increase prices. This is probably the quickest and easiest one to actually do. However, it's the one that most people have a problem with. And the problem lies with the business owner, not necessarily with the marketplace. Now, there's certainly some products or services that are sold as commodities. And if you're selling a commodity, then it's bought on the basis of price. But with a little bit of thought and a little bit of marketing, you can present your offer in such a way that you're not selling a commodity, and you can do things to change price. Even something as simple as a 10% price increase will give you an immediate improvement. The interesting thing is that you can afford to lose some customers and still be ahead financially. Another way to increase the average sale is to offer buyers something else to buy at the same time they make their initial purchase. So if we take the example of, say, golf, someone came and bought some golf clubs from you, it would make tremendous sense to offer some balls, some tees, maybe a hand towel, a whole range of things. You could even have an accessory pack that when they make the transaction, you can have this pack of accessories that would normally cost you $200 for $100. So some people are going to take that up, and that's extra profit for small extra work. Another way to increase your average sale is to present your product with a variety of different options. So don't just have one option, have a bronze, silver, and gold, and put all of the value in the one that you most want to sell, so that it is seen as far away more attractive than the other options, and you're getting people take it up. So this graph is going to be a little bit harder to see, but basically what this chart shows you is if you were to increase your price by 10% and your present margin was 20%, and some businesses have much better margins than that, you can lose 33% of your clients before you're worse off. So I don't want to spend a lot of time on that, but I do want you to understand that you can put your price up, you can lose a number of clients before you're actually worse off. So it's a psychological hurdle for the business owner to get over, and it's all about the value and how you express your offer to the marketplace. So this is a great question. Something else. There are really cliched ways of doing this, such as McDonald's. Would you like fries with that, or would you like a sundae with that? The funny thing is that McDonald's, who are not expert marketers, they don't have highly experienced staff. They've got kids behind the counter. They get 30% of people saying yes, just because they ask the question. There's no real value offered. It's not like they offer you the fries for 50% off or anything like that. They just ask you the question. 30% yeses across all the McDonald's stores all around the world is a phenomenal amount of extra profit that goes straight to their bottom line for one simple action. Amazon is another company who is brilliant at this. Customers who bought this item also brought these. So have a think about what else you can offer to the client to give them more value from their purchase. So here's an example of providing options. This one I found on a SEO company's website. In this case, they had the options, but they probably didn't place the value in the one they really wanted to sell the most. But you can see they've done some things. So their $3,000 package they put at the left-hand side, which is the first place that a Western audience will look. And their cheapest option is on the right-hand side. So they could have done a better job in terms of providing value or reasons to choose one over the other, but they have at least given the customer some options. 3 ways to boost sales per client. So give them more of what they already bought from you. If someone's bought something on golf or marketing or horse riding or anything that they're interested in, they will buy more stuff, but you have to offer it to them. Develop your mailing lists and stay in touch with a regular newsletter. You need to stay in touch or people forget about you, and then when they're ready to buy, they'll buy the person who contacted them closest to that time. Another thing to do is establish a referral system where new clients are rewarded and those who refer them are also rewarded so that everyone wins. So giving them more, people will buy more stuff about what they're interested in. You've only got to think about something that you're interested in personally. I bet you haven't only bought one product or service related to that. I bet you bought plenty of stuff. I know myself, in terms of marketing, even though I've spent 20 plus years studying it, I still buy stuff all the time and learn things all the time. So even if you didn't have more stuff to sell them, partner with someone who does and split the profits 50-50. Better yet, create more products. So if your product was an ebook, break it out, turn it into a paid webinar series, turn it into a weekend retreat. There's many different things that you can do to present your offer in different ways to generate more revenue from the same clients. So develop your buyer mailing list, and the key word there is buyer. People who buy from you once are very likely to buy from you again if you nurture them. You want to separate out the list into people who have opted in for something free and those who have paid you some money. And there's a specific method to do that in the way that you can apply marketing funnels. And I will touch on that, but I won't go into detail in this training. That's a topic for another webinar. So a small buyer list is worth far more than a big list of freebie seekers. If you had 100 people on a list and they'd spend $100 with you, that has potential to be a great list versus, say, a list of 1,000 people who'd signed up for a free report and never spent any money with you. They're both theoretically prospects, but the ones who spent money with you are better prospects. So putting in place a referral system, there's a very good chance that your existing clients know other people like them who would enjoy your products or services. So if you think about your A clients, the one that you want to market and attract more to in your business, they're the ones that you want to be getting referrals from because you want people just like them. You don't want the C's, you know, the high hassle, low return clients. You don't really want them referring people. And the funny thing is, it can be as simple as just asking for them. People will refer others, but only if you ask nicely. Even better, if you can offer value to the person who is referred to you and the person who referred them to you. So an example might be you give someone $100 to use off any of your services, and the person who referred them also gets a $100 voucher to take off the value of any of your services. So in terms of taking away one thing from today, this is the key thing I'd like you to take away from today. Really, really get to know who the ideal client is that you want to build your business with. And then this is from the Godfather, so it says him, but make that person an offer they can't refuse. So know your ideal client, then make them an offer they can't refuse. So if nothing else, please at least do that in your business as a result of today's training. So basically, you now know the formula for doubling a business. So it's leads, it's average sale, it's transactions. However, you need to know exactly how to apply it in your own business. So what I've put together is a way to get you started on that and make that whole process much easier. So as a result of attending today's training, I'm offering something that I don't offer a lot. I'm offering to personally consult with you via an online meeting or Skype call for up to 90 minutes and identify the specific things that your business can do immediately to double your sales. So if you recall that earlier example of the service business that wanted to go from $1 million turnover to $5 million turnover, that was about a 1 hour conversation to identify that. Often it's as short as a half-hour conversation. The reason is I know the questions to ask. I've looked at hundreds of businesses and how this can be applied. So we'll identify those in this session. And basically what you will have as a result of the session is you'll have a tailored, simple marketing strategy to double your business that you can go away and immediately action. So I sell these when they're available, and I don't always have time to do them, for $275. Often they're booked well in advance. Often they're not available too. But if you would like one and you're one of the first 10 people to say yes, I'm offering it to you today for just $137.50. Now I've only got room to do 10 of these for the balance of this year. So it will be a first come, first served offer. I can't guarantee I'm going to offer it again. I may do, but it just depends on timing. So if you would like to take up this particular offer to get a tailored double your business plan, so an up to 90-minute session, then what you can do right now is go to seomelbourne1.com, DBL web. So seomelbourne1.com, DBL web. Make the PayPal payment of $137.50. As soon as I receive that, I will get in touch with the first 10 people and I will send you some questions and arrange the time to do your session. So SEOmelbourne1.com, DBL Web. So it's first come, first served. As I said, I've got room to do 10 of these for the balance of the year. And this is an interesting point because people go, well, hang on, why is that so cheap? And that issue becomes the elephant in the room, and I want to address that. Two reasons. One, I love doing those sessions with business owners. I love being able to sit down with someone and help them get clarity on their marketing and how to grow their business. The other reason is I want to make it really easy and inexpensive for you to try me out for the first time. If you like what we do in that session and what I'm about, you may like to take up my coaching program or have my support to help implement the marketing plan that we come up with. So they're the core reasons that I'm doing this. So again, it's SEOmelbourne1.com, DBL Web, first come, first served. So a few closing thoughts. A properly thought through, designed and tested marketing funnel can make 10 or 26% changes look small. So again, going back to that earlier example, the business that wanted to go from 1 to 5, just a few small changes and a small marketing funnel is all that is required to deliver, in that case, the 20 appointments they need, and that in turn would deliver the 10 clients. The other important thing to understand is if you know the numbers in your marketing and you understand the lifetime value of a client, you can afford to spend more than your competition to acquire a client, and there is very little they can do about it. And this is a really important concept. A great example of this in Australia is Vistaprint. I believe they use the same model in America, where they either offer free or very low cost business cards. The reason that they do that is once you go into their funnel, they offer you everything under the sun, and it is virtually impossible to go through and just get free or low cost business cards. Now, I don't know what their numbers are, but I do know that they're making really good money. So they understand their numbers, they understand the value of a client, and they're prepared to invest in a way that other printers think is nuts to get that client. Now, the reality is that anyone could go and apply the same model, but Vistaprint have done it, and they've done very well. So some key takeaways today: build your business to suit your desired lifestyle. Absolutely do your numbers. That is how you get the clarity and use them to set your marketing goal. So going back again to the example, 1 million to 5 million, did the numbers, got the clarity. So the marketing goal is 20 appointments, and the expected conversion would be 10 new clients. You don't get that clarity unless you've done the numbers. So also take the time to work out who the ideal client is. So if I could hand you 100 more ideal clients tomorrow, what do they look like? Very, very important, because if you're going to be marketing, you want to market to attract the clients you want, not the ones you don't want. Create a compelling offer to start building relationships with more ideal clients, so give them some value up front. And start with a 30-day focus. This is a really good strategy. Start with a 30-day focus on one area. So it could be lead generation, conversion, customer value, traffic. Doesn't really matter what it is. Do something in that area every day for 30 days. That alone will have a profound impact on your business. Set up a basic marketing funnel, test it, measure it, revise and scale up based on results, and keep gaining more education in marketing. Spend more time on it. Make sure that every week in your diary you've got a minimum of an hour, preferably 2, time to work on your marketing and work on your business. If you commit to do that, your business will reap the rewards. So thank you very much for attending today's training. I'm now just going to quickly pop over to the Google page and see if there are any questions there that I can answer. Let me just refresh. This training is being recorded through Google, and the replay will be made available. I know there are a couple of people who couldn't get on. I can't see any questions there. So let me just quickly return to my presentation and give you the cheat sheet that I promised everyone who attended the webinar live. So the Double Your Business cheat sheet you can get at seomelbourne1.com/report. And there's all of my contact information. Feel free to send questions through any of those methods to me if they've popped up during the webinar and haven't been answered. And also feel free to take up the special offer of this session, and the address again for that was seomelbourne1.com DBL web. So I'd like to thank everyone for attending today. The replay will be available on the events page if you'd like to watch this training again. I'd also be very grateful if you would share this training with any other business owners. Bear in mind that the special offer may not be available for those people, but they will still get some great content. So thank you very much. And that brings to a conclusion today's webinar.